There's been a lot of talk about Las Vegas getting pricier, and not just by a little. Fans blame anti-consumer tricks, shrinking value, and fees stacked on fees. I've been to Vegas plenty, and I love the energy, but not the feeling that every step costs extra. So instead of doing a single day in Vegas receipt test, I wanted to dig deeper, to understand how the city quietly turned spending into strategy, and how the experience changed along the way. Now, of course, there are ways to do Vegas on a budget. Off-strip hotels, local diners, players' comps, all the insider tricks that seasoned visitors know. But that's not what this is about. We're not chasing bargains or high-roller luxuries. We're looking at the average trip, the one big casino companies expect you to take. The middle-of-the-road experience that millions of travelers have every year. The one that looks reasonable on paper until the receipts start adding up. Because somewhere between the neon and the nostalgia, Vegas stopped being a cheap thrill and started feeling like a luxury trap. The promise of neon, you land in Las Vegas, the city that once promised cheap thrills and second chances. From above, it still glows like gold dust, miles of light against the desert night. The strip looks alive, endless, invincible. But the moment you step outside the airport, the illusion begins to fade. There's no tram, no direct bus, no welcome shuttle, just a line of Ubers and taxis waiting to cash in. The driver smiles, says welcome to Vegas, and the meter starts ticking. 3 miles, 15 minutes, and $19 later, the first light on the strip feels a little dimmer. The $19.95 ride. It's a short trip, barely enough time to roll down the window and feel the dry Nevada heat. But that first $20 tells you something about modern Vegas. Convenience is currency. The city once built for gamblers now bets on tourists who will pay anything to avoid friction. No free transit, no simple option, just a fast, monetized welcome. You pass the pyramid, the Eiffel Tower, a replica of Venice, and every piece of imitation feels more expensive than the real thing. Vegas doesn't sell fantasy anymore. It sells the right to access one. The check-in gamble. The hotel lobby is pure theater. Marble floors, chandeliers, the hum of slot machines just beyond the doors. But the script flips fast. You arrived early, maybe an hour before check-in. That'll be $50, the clerk says. $50 for the privilege of entering the room you already paid for. The line behind you doesn't blink. Everyone's used to it now. Fees have become background noise. You decline, leave your luggage at the door, and step back into the heat. The casino doesn't even need you to play yet. You're already losing small bets before you've unpacked. The $62 resort fee illusion. Back in the day, Vegas was famous for free perks. Drinks, Wi-Fi, parking, a wink from the dealer. Now every complimentary thing has a price tag. The resort fee, $62 a night, claims to cover Wi-Fi, gym access, and local calls no one makes. You stare at the fine print, 2 devices only. The irony hits. What once made Vegas generous now feels petty. The promise of value has been replaced with nickel and dime precision. The city that once gave more than it should now takes more than it must, and somehow people keep paying. The bottled water lesson. You finally reach your room. It's clean, comfortable, perfectly ordinary, and silent. On the desk, 2 chilled bottles of water sit beside the minibar, wrapped in labels that whisper complimentary. They're not. One sip will cost you $15. Move the bottle, even accidentally, and a pressure sensor charges $50 more. Vegas doesn't need thieves, it builds traps. You open the curtains and see the strip glowing below, every light a promise of something grand. But here, in your 4-star room, even water is a wager. The house wins quietly, 1 sip at a time. The $9 ATM reality check. Downstairs you need cash, just a few bills. You find an ATM glowing between slot machines, insert your card, and the screen flashes back. Transaction fee, $8.99. You pause. It's a number that feels impossible until you remember where you are. This isn't a bug, it's the business model. Vegas sells convenience, not luck. Even your own money has to pay the house. You press accept, the machine whirs, and a $50 bill slides out. Around you, someone cheers at a slot win. You glance at your receipt, you've already lost before you played. The first crack in the mirage. You've been in Vegas less than 3 hours, and the pattern is already clear. Every smile hides a surcharge. Every shortcut has a toll. It's not the prices that sting, it's the feeling of being tricked into them. The Vegas that once celebrated excess now monetizes necessity. You came expecting to gamble on cards and luck, not on bottled water and Wi-Fi. But this is the new Strip, a city that found a way to turn even ordinary moments into profit, and the real game has only just begun. Breakfast at a price. Morning in Vegas feels calm for 10 minutes, until the bill arrives. You find a cafe inside the hotel, nothing fancy, just eggs, toast, and coffee. The line snakes out the door, but you sit, hoping for that easy, all-American start. When the check comes, it's $66. 2 breakfasts, 1 mediocre coffee, 1 bowl of fruit that tastes like it flew coach from another century. You laugh, because what else can you do? This city knows how to turn hunger into profit. The waitress smiles kindly, the music hums, and you realize you've paid steakhouse prices for silence and sunlight. The lunch illusion. By noon, you're wiser, but still hungry. You pick a mid-range Italian spot along the strip, bright neon promising authentic. A pasta, 2 cocktails, nothing extravagant. The total, $127. You scan the bill and see a new acronym, CNF, Concession and Franchise Fee. 5% added for existing. It's the sort of tax that hides behind typography, invented because they can. You could argue, complain, maybe even have it removed, but no one does. Vegas has mastered the art of the shrug. Here, the scam isn't loud or violent, it's polite, efficient, and perfectly normalized. The death of the buffet. Once, the buffet was the soul of Vegas. $10, a mountain of shrimp, and the illusion that everyone ate like kings. Today, most are gone, casualties of a premium rebrand. The survivors charge $70, $80 a head and call it gourmet. You wander through a polished hall of glass trays and designer lighting, realizing the food looks the same. It's only the math that changed. Crab legs became luxury. Mashed potatoes became merchandise. Vegas didn't kill the buffet. It sold the memory of it back to us at a 400% markup. The $20 drink. In old movies, a Vegas cocktail was a symbol. Cheap, endless, slightly reckless. Now it's a receipt waiting to happen. You hand over a 20, get back a cup of sugar and disappointment. No kick, no charm, just a watered-down margin. At the bar, digital trackers decide when your free drink is earned. Play too slow and you stay sober. Even generosity is metered now. You sip, do the math, and realize Vegas no longer rewards the gambler. It rewards the spreadsheet. The Wi-Fi that isn't. You retreat to your room to check messages. The connection stalls. A prompt appears. Upgrade to premium internet, $19.99. You laugh out loud. A $62 resort fee apparently bought everything except connection. 2 devices only, the system reminds you. You pick your phone, sacrifice your laptop, and stare at a loading bar that moves slower than the slot reels downstairs. In a city that lives on light and electricity, Wi-Fi has somehow become a luxury item. It's not about data speed, it's about conditioning. Vegas charges for the invisible because it knows you'll pay before you think. The room service racket. Hunger returns late at night. You open the glossy menu. $25 burger, $15 fries. Not bad, until the bill hits $70 with delivery, fees, and gratuity included. The food arrives lukewarm, the fries tired. Still, the packaging glitters like a gift. That's the genius. Vegas sells convenience as glamour. It takes your fatigue and calls it service. Somewhere downstairs, 1,000 identical trays roll through the hallways like silent slot machines. The reels spin, but the jackpot always belongs to the house. Reflection. Death by 1,000 receipts. By the end of the day, you've spent more on ordinary meals than on memories. Nothing catastrophic, just a slow bleed. $5 here, $20 there, until your wallet feels lighter and your trust thinner. Vegas doesn't rob you, it wears you down. Every receipt is polite, every smile professional. That's the brilliance of it, a system so smooth you don't notice the loss until you're full, tired, and oddly unsatisfied. The city that once sold excitement now sells endurance, and somehow, we keep buying. The algorithm decides. Vegas used to post prices on a sign. Now, an algorithm decides what you pay. The same hotel room can cost $249 at noon, $379 by sunset, $429 after dinner. Refresh the page, and the number jumps again because you dared to look twice. Dynamic pricing, they call it, but it's really a mirror of your desperation. The system senses when you want something and raises the stakes. Vegas no longer gambles on luck, it gambles on data. The odds don't live on the casino floor anymore. They're coded into the booking engine. The mandatory service fee. You check your bill and find another phantom line. Service fee, $49. It's not optional, it's not clear, it's just there. Supposedly it covers amenities, but you can't name a single one that wasn't already charged. That's the quiet trick. Vegas has found a way to charge you for being a customer. The city once built on generosity now hides behind bureaucracy. The paper trail looks legal. The experience feels personal. It's a lesson in modern capitalism. The fine print always wins. The cleaning fee conspiracy. You didn't break anything. You didn't even stay long. Yet, at checkout, there's a cleaning fee. $25 to fold sheets and vacuum air. The same service that used to define hospitality is now a taxable event. You imagine the boardroom meeting that invented it. Executives smiling at the phrase, post-stay revenue opportunity. That's what Vegas is now. A laboratory where every necessity is rebranded as luxury, and every luxury as an excuse to charge more. Clean rooms, dirty tactics. The vanishing perks. Remember when hotels offered free coffee, bottled water, or a mini fridge as a welcome? Those gestures are extinct. You open the cabinet, and there's nothing but a warning label. Removal triggers charge. Even generosity is monetized. The little things that once said, "We're glad you're here," now whisper, "We're watching your wallet." Vegas has stripped away the charm but kept the costume. The lobby still smiles, the service still glitters, but underneath, you feel it. Hospitality replaced by habit, warmth replaced by code. The tipping illusion. Vegas runs on tips, the soft currency of gratitude. But lately, the smiles feel thinner. Mandatory gratuities swallow what used to be voluntary kindness. At bars, screens flash 20%, 25%, 30% before you can think. Staff quietly confess, service fees don't reach them. For years, tips were the heartbeat of this city. Now, they're another checkbox. The result? Attention you can feel in every transaction. Tourists resent paying. Workers resent pretending it's optional. Vegas hasn't lost its magic. It's just become harder to afford sincerity. The corporate mirage. Behind every casino facade sits a balance sheet the size of a skyline. Mega corporations, Caesars, MGM, Wynn, own nearly everything that glows. The illusion of choice is precisely that, an illusion. Competing logos, identical prices, shared policies. When one raises a fee, the rest follow. It's not collusion, it's synchronization. Vegas once thrived on competition. Now it thrives on coordination. And the house, once a metaphor, has become a conglomerate. Reflection, the engine of extraction. By now it's clear, Vegas doesn't survive on gambling anymore. It survives on friction. Every minor obstacle is an opportunity to charge. Faster check-in, cleaner room, better Wi-Fi, shorter line. The Strip has become an algorithm of appetite, built to predict what you'll pay before you object. And the scariest part? It works. The same psychology that once fueled jackpots now fuels spreadsheets. Vegas learned that luck runs out, but habits don't. The ticket mirage. You buy a show ticket expecting escape, a break from receipts, a night of neon nostalgia. But even here the math intrudes. A $120 seat blooms into $178 with facility and resort fees. Nothing has changed except the number. You glance around the theater, everyone's clapping, smiling, pretending it's worth it. The illusion holds because no one wants to be the one who breaks it. Vegas doesn't just sell entertainment, it sells consent. The applause isn't for the show, it's for our own willingness to pay. The rideshare roulette. Leaving the show, you open your phone and check the price to get back. Surge pricing. Again, a 10-minute ride now costs $60. The driver shrugs. It's not his fault. Big convention week, he says. Vegas blames demand. Algorithms blame you. The city has turned travel itself into a slot machine. Same destination, different odds every time. You watch the Strip roll past, thinking how every mile costs more the longer you stay. Vegas wins twice, once when you arrive, and again when you try to leave. The pool chair tax. Morning comes, and you want rest. The pool seems perfect, sun, water, peace, but every lounger has a tag. Reserved seating, $45 minimum. You ask if there's a free section. The attendant smiles, shakes his head. Even relaxation has tears now. People sip overpriced drinks in silence, each pretending comfort feels natural at this cost. The desert hums in the distance, indifferent. Vegas found a way to sell sunlight, and we call it leisure. The luxury trap. You wander through a mall that looks like Rome, Paris, sometimes even heaven. The stores are identical, Gucci, Dior, Rolex. Inside, air conditioning feels like mercy. You don't need anything, but you walk slower, every glittering window offering the illusion of worth. Vegas learned that money doesn't have to move to be spent, it just needs to hover near temptation. The city doesn't chase high rollers anymore, it breeds them, one selfie at a time. The convention squeeze. During convention week, the city transforms. Hotel rates double, restaurant menus gain new event pricing. You see it in real time, same sandwich, new cost. The Strip feels tighter. louder, more frantic. Tourists clutch lanyards, locals vanish. Vegas thrives on influx. Every week a different tribe, every wallet a fresh start. It's not price gouging, it's choreography. The city adjusts like a tide that always flows toward profit. The illusion of freedom. Vegas. Markets freedom. The idea that for one weekend you can do anything. But freedom here has been redesigned into packages. Want privacy? Premium suite. Want silence? VIP lounge. Even spontaneity is behind a paywall. What once made Vegas electric, the sense of possibility, now feels scripted. You follow the same pathways as everyone else, past the same brands, under the same lights. The city never tells you no, it just asks for your card again. The pleasure tax. Pleasure in Vegas isn't dead, it's been licensed. Every thrill has a barcode, every moment a surcharge. The magic still flickers, but it costs more to reach. By now you realize the city never changed, it evolved. Vegas no longer sells luck, it rents emotion. And when you finally stop buying, it moves on to the next dreamer, the next believer, the next receipt. The last cheap thrill. There was a time when Vegas was democratic. A single dollar chip could buy you a night of hope. A spin, a drink, a story. Tables filled with laughter, strangers rooting for each other, the illusion that luck didn't care who you were. Today, that chip is history. Minimum bets climb, $1 tables vanish, and even penny slots demand dollars. The city that once made you feel rich for trying now charges admission for nostalgia. The American dream is still here. It just costs more per spin. The vanishing middle class of fun. Vegas used to belong to everyone. The salesman on holiday, the newlyweds on a budget, the retiree chasing one last jackpot. Now the strip caters to whales and influencers, people who come to be seen, not surprised. The middle-class tourist, the one who built this city, has been priced out. What remains is a showroom for wealth. Vegas didn't lose its audience, it traded it for shareholders. The mirage of progress. The city will tell you it's evolving. Higher quality, better clientele, premium experiences. But progress isn't always forward. The neon still shines, yet the warmth is gone. What was once playful now feels performative. The machines still hum, the cards still flip, but the rhythm has changed. Vegas no longer flirts, it invoices, and every innovation seems designed to make you miss the old mistake of believing you could win. The human cost. Ask the workers, the ones who pour the drinks, clean the rooms, keep the lights alive. They'll tell you quietly, tips are down, hours are longer, smiles are thinner. Vegas's miracle wasn't its architecture, it was its people. The cocktail waitress who remembered your name, the dealer who cheered your win. Now, those gestures are timed, tracked, optimized. The humanity that once made loss bearable is dissolving into automation. The lights shine brighter, the people behind them fade. The tourist's realization. By the final night, you stop expecting bargains. You stop checking menus. You accept the math because fighting it feels futile. The strip glitters as if mocking your restraint. You're not angry anymore, just detached, watching others chase joy like you once did. Maybe that's Vegas's true skill, turning resistance into ritual. Everyone leaves thinking, next time I'll do it smarter. But there is no smarter. There's only next time. The city that outgrew its soul. Vegas survived recessions, scandals, and pandemics. It rebuilt itself a dozen times. But somewhere along the way, it stopped caring about charm and started worshiping yield. The casinos may still roar, but the heart of the city whispers. It's not failure, it's evolution by greed. Vegas didn't die overnight, it aged into efficiency. The miracle isn't gone. It's just behind a velvet rope. The price of memory. You leave with the same feeling millions have carried before, awe mixed with exhaustion. The strip recedes in the rear view, bright and distant, like a promise it no longer keeps. You can't hate it. It's too good at what it does, but you can mourn it. The Vegas that once gave you a story for $1 now charges $400 for a night you'll forget. The dream didn't collapse. It was sold piece by piece, receipt by receipt, and the house, as always, still wins. By the time you leave, Vegas still looks beautiful from the highway. The lights shimmer, the skyline hums, but something feels different. It's not that the city changed overnight, it's that we finally noticed how much we're paying to feel the same joy. Vegas will survive, of course. It always does. It'll find new ways to shine, new stories to sell, and new visitors ready to believe them. But the rest of us, the ones who remember what it used to feel like, are left wondering when the magic became a business model. Maybe that's the real gamble now, paying for memories that used to be free. And in the next episode, we'll uncover the few places in Vegas still worth your money, where the illusion hasn't completely disappeared.